Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Orc and the Tavern Keeper series. There are more episodes on my channel and other series as well, and if you'd like access to adult content or you just want to help support the channel, there's a link to my Patreon down below. Please leave a comment, I love hearing from you, and as always, I hope you enjoy. Is everything alright? Well, it's 3 a.m. is all. And you're sitting down here by yourself. It's not the usual behaviour of someone when everything's alright. Oh, everything's alright with me. I am just a notorious night owl. And I heard something scurrying around down here and simply had to investigate. I'm far too curious for my own good sometimes. But as always, you've seemed to dodge my question. Is everything all right with you? Oh, you and your non-answers. Or because I care. Is that such a wild possibility to consider? Well, whatever the reason, it's nice to come down here in the middle of the night sometimes. It's honestly rare that it's as empty as this, no matter the time of day. But it's cozy, nonetheless, don't you think? I like the shadows that the fireplace sends out across the room. Oh, thank you. My new braids did take quite a while, but I'm very pleased with them. Either way, it will keep my hair under control for a little while at least. I'm glad you like them. So while I was sitting still for hours on end, how did searching for work go? You never mentioned. Yes. It is hard to find employment at the moment for anyone, not just orcs. Yes, really. The population in town has boomed. There's more competition than ever. And a lot of very skilled people all vying for the same positions. So don't take it personally. It was just some bad luck, that's all. I was just going to ask, you have thought about my offer then, of working here? Staying here on a more permanent basis? Well, I suppose I should give you a proper rundown of your potential duties. That's only fair. I really do need someone here to help, which is a rather broad role, I know, but a little bit of extra help always seems to be needed around here for all sorts of things. Well, helping with repairs around the place, because at the very least, you are big and strong, and it would be just plain silly to not use your natural advantages. Though, full disclosure, it is rather annoying to be in the middle of a repair and then the hallways shift around on you. Oh, you haven't experienced that yet. Yeah, it's quite a bother when it does happen. And I've got no control over it at this point, since the tavern has decided to grow a mind of its own, but, I'm all for independent thought, so I won't complain too much. It's a net positive, but yes, do prepare to get a little lost on occasion. So that will take up a fair chunk of time, I imagine. Honestly, what we need is a garden. The amount of food we go through these days is quite extraordinary. You like to garden? Well, by the look on your face, I don't think you meant to let that slip, did you? Well, there's nothing wrong about liking to garden. In fact, given our current conversation, I think it's perfect, really. Oh, if we could get a vegetable garden started to supply the kitchen. Oh, that would help cook out tremendously. Oh no, she won't want to be in charge of such a thing. She really does feel safer indoors. And I just haven't had the time, and to be honest, I don't really have the knowledge. But you... Yes, a gardener orc, why not? You quite literally have green thumbs, it's meant to be. There's the most perfect spot behind the tavern, now that I think about it, just before the woods start. I don't know if you've been around the back yet. There's plenty of sunshine there during the day. You'd be free to build whatever sort of garden beds you think would be best. It would be entirely your domain, much like the kitchen belongs to Cook. Though I do have a little sneaky request that you grow some strawberries. Quite a lot of them, really. Yes, and you would get paid for this. It's quite a lot of work to maintain a garden, particularly what I imagine will be a large one. And starting a garden, well, I'm happy to help with that. Though fair warning, I have simply no idea what I'm doing, but I do take instruction very well. You still always seem surprised when I'm even remotely kind to you. No catch. Maybe I just like being kind. And maybe a vegetable garden for a tavern wouldn't hurt either. And seeing as this arrangement would give you a permanent home and a permanent job, forgive me, but I'm struggling to see what the downside might be. Excellent. Welcome, then, officially, to the team. Well, you can start as soon as you like. Like I said, it's now your domain. But I do suggest at least waiting until the sun is up and there's some food in your belly. Not to be nitpicky or anything. Oh, do I have notepaper? Somewhere around here, definitely. Oh, a list. I do love a good list. Perhaps we can take another trip into town, gather the things you need, purchase any seeds, that sort of thing. Oh, not that I'm making excuses to spend more time with you or anything. Well, I'm rather excited. Like I said, the tavern has a mind of its own these days. It will be nice to start on a new project. Well, I have no idea. We shall have to see if the garden develops its own personality. Oh, I do think this is fun. Don't you? You're allowed to have fun, you know. I think a lot of people forget that. Well, and that sounds like Cook getting ready to do some baking in the kitchen, which means soon there will be fresh bread with butter and jam, and the world will be a better place. You see why I requested as many strawberries as possible now. Jam, I'm afraid, is simply essential. Let me find you some paper and a pen before I get any more distracted than normal. I have some ink around here too. That would help, wouldn't it? Yes? You're welcome. You're always welcome here.